Hi YouTubers, I'm Esther of Fouch Off Grid. I'm going to share some thoughts today about intentional community. I want to be clear that I don't have a problem in any way with people who are being successful in their efforts at intentional community, especially in relationship to sustainable living, permaculture, or off-grid living. If families are getting together and having co-op or co-housing situations that are very nourishing and effective, I think that's terrific, and I completely support that. My only reason for presenting some interrogation of the ideas or challenging of the ideas is for those of you who might be imagining something that isn't yet real, and maybe haven't had the experience to know what problems might arise. I think the thing that I most want to communicate is that intentional community is not a good solution to lack of skills or lack of experience. If you're under 50 and you're looking for an agrarian lifestyle or a self-sufficient lifestyle, it's very likely that you don't have all the necessary skills. And I think it's very tempting to say, well, I'll gather some other folks, and between us all, we'll have more skills. I think there are some things about that that are really right, and some other things about it that are problematic. When there is literally survival on the line, and if not survival, then basic comfort on the line, dependency on another human being becomes a risky business. I've said in another video that my relationship with my husband has been strengthened and nourished by our dependency on one another at this level. But that's a husband-wife relationship. I think with acquaintances or friends or people who don't know each other, it's possible for that kind of stress to become something that tears apart the relationship rather than solving the problem of survival. Now, I know a lot of you have seen our video of friends and neighbors coming to help us put up our house, which has been a very successful exercise in community. So I would offer the idea that Nick and I don't believe in intentional community. We actually believe in accidental community. We believe in convenient community. We have had people just step up for us who live near us and who have needs and beliefs and values in common with us. I didn't have to orchestrate that. And in some ways, I think that the intentional part of intentional community is resonant with a consumer mindset, and that I should be able to kind of pick out and purchase my community as if I were getting it off a shelf. And that's why I prefer for us accidental community or convenient community, because that nobility of spirit that's so precious when we step up and help each other, I think actually is best generated within that individual, rather than creating a construct that says, okay, it's going to be your job to take care of me and it's going to be my job to take care of you. In those moments where neighbors out here just step up for each other, we're really showing a nobility of character that has great value. Without getting into too much detail, I will tell you that as my husband and I approached the idea of off-grid living and rural living, we were very interested in having other people involved, and I used my persuasion skills to attempt to make that to come to pass. But none of those attempts could create what happened with our timber frame house raising. When you know who you are and you know what you're trying to accomplish, and you have taken on yourself the responsibility of standing for certain values and creating a certain scenario for your life, then other people can interact with that independently without being strong-armed into anything. And everyone has an opportunity to be their most noble self. Everyone has the ability to say, I believe in this. I will contribute to it. I have something to offer, and I want to take care of my neighbor. And then we also have that opportunity when we're able to help others as well. So all the people involved have the opportunity to show our best selves. Sometimes when the pressure's on, when there's an articulate relationship, such as an intentional community or co-housing, we don't show our best selves because we maybe overestimated our capacities, or maybe we overestimated the strength of our relationship. And then if something goes wrong, we find that we're falling short of our expectations and we're not being our best selves. And that can be the opposite of what we all set out to accomplish. So when I say accidental community or convenient community, that isn't because I don't value community. And it certainly isn't because we think that people were meant to operate in this world alone, or even alone in family units. We don't believe that at all. But we have found in personal experiences that relying on other families or other individuals to fill in the gaps where our experience left us vulnerable or unable to accomplish our goals is more likely to damage the relationship than it is to further the goals. So, folks, I'll leave you with just one more analogy. When I have kids on the homestead, and I kind of have an idea of free-range kids or wild and free kids, which I think are values that are shared by a lot of people. I let my kids set their own boundaries as far as what they're capable of when it comes to play. I don't ever help a child climb a tree, because if I help them up into that tree and then I'm called away or I walk away, they're in a dangerous situation. Likewise, I don't carry sleds for kids. If a kid is not big enough to carry the sled up the hill, they are not big enough to sled down the hill. I think our thoughts about intentional community are resonant with that. I don't want to be in a situation off the grid where someone else got me here other than my husband, who I'm committed to by a lifelong commitment. I don't want to be here because somebody else got me here. I want to be here because I figured it out for myself and within our family unit. So those are some challenges to thoughts about intentional community. Do feel free to engage in the comments if you'd like to talk more about this. Again, I just want to say that I strongly respect and encourage anyone who's in an intentional community situation that's working. But I just want to say that if you are trying hard to make something like that go and it doesn't seem to be working, or if you had depended on that idea and are having some kind of resistance or the relationships don't seem to hold, I encourage you to look out for accidental community and convenient community, because that is a real thing and it does bring out nobility in humankind. So thanks for being our friends on YouTube, and take care.